You're welcome back to the Gavel. Now, the House of Representatives during the week mandated the Speaker, Yakubu Dogara, to meet with President Muhammadu Buhari to find a political solution to the challenges being faced by Senate President Bukola Saraki. This prayer came as an amendment to a motion of urgent public importance on Nigeria's 55th year of independence. Now, the amendment was adopted and the motion was immediately passed. Watch.
I rise to second the motion.
It came as a motion of urgent public importance, a motion to celebrate Nigeria as a country marks its 55th independence anniversary. The mover of the motion said Nigeria has a lot to celebrate.
Accepted, Mr. Speaker, that as a country, we have faced a lot of challenges. The challenge of insecurity, of unemployment, of inadequate social services and infrastructure. But in all this, Mr. Speaker, we don't have to despair. We have to be strong and encourage ourselves, knowing that we don't have any other country but this country.
One after the other, members rose to speak on the motion.
Most people are not happy. They're not contented. Remembering those during Salah and Christmas in the IDP camps who have lost all their senses of livelihood. They've lost their properties, they've lost their families, and yet I wonder if really we should celebrate. Because I think we'll only be able to celebrate if and when our fellow sisters and brothers in times of difficulty are once again back in their respective homes, living peacefully with one another. I think a great Nigeria. I think a beautiful Nigeria. I think a Nigeria that will bring everybody together. I think a Nigeria that is growing stronger by the day. I think a Nigeria where all of us will look at the Nigerian flag again with pride, where all of us will invoke in ourselves the absolute beauty of this country. The things that divide us are infinitesimal to the things that hold us together. And so, Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, let me urge Nigerians, all of us, government and people, that we must create the momentum and propel a stronger, more united, more focused, cleaner, mission-oriented Nigeria for the future. Happy birthday, Nigeria.
One key contribution was by the minority leader of the House.
Adopt this great opportunity, this great motion that have just come. We must stand together to build our democratic institutions. And respect for this institution can never in any way be negated. Based on this, Mr. Speaker, I am now therefore proposing an amendment. In line with the amendment that you, Mr. Speaker, take a position, address this particular issue, come back to us and find out how we can find a political solution to what is happening to the chairman of the National Assembly.
He sought an amendment asking that the Speaker meet with President Muhammadu Buhari to come up with a political solution. This amendment was immediately put to a vote. The motion was then passed. The House has also urged all institutions of government to be guided by the rule of law and due process. These agencies have also been encouraged to avoid being used to undermine any arm of government.
A few days ago, Nigeria celebrated its 55th independence anniversary. It was a public holiday, so the National Assembly did not sit. However, the day before the Independence Day celebration, federal lawmakers in the Senate took stock of how far the country has come in terms of development and growth since independence.
I want to thank you all for your contributions.
It's time for stock taking and evaluating how far Nigeria has come since its independence in 1960. Federal lawmakers in the Senate here take turns to dissect generational challenges which have confronted the nation since independence.
I think we made some errors after our first leaders have contributed and set the process of a master plan on what to do. I remember before the independence, 3 countries have been mentioned as the next progressive countries to join the developing nations. And I believe the names were 1, India, Brazil, and Nigeria. Today, India have gone to space. Brazil are producing aircrafts. Nigeria will still far behind to follow.
When I hear leaders touting progress for Nigeria, at a time when nations that were once behind us are now so far ahead of us, I say to ourselves, no wonder we're in this mess.
If you look at all the sectors of the economy based on the submission by various speakers earlier, is it agriculture? Is it the issue of roads, power, and the like? The problems are very enormous.
However, some lawmakers maintain that in spite of daunting challenges, Nigeria has made progress as a nation.
55 years ago, we had only 2 universities in Nigeria, the University of Ibadan and University of Nigeria. But today, we have about 120 universities in Nigeria. 55 years ago, we had only 1 television, the Western Nigerian television. But there's television houses all over the place, state-owned, private-owned, and of course, in the luxury of your house, you can access over 1,000 television houses all over the world. It is progress.
In the last 16 years, we have witnessed possibly the greatest growth in the economy of our country since independence.
Some lawmakers who spoke outside plenary said Nigerians need to dwell more on things that unite us as a nation and shun those things that divide us.
Why should underdevelopment define us? I think we must get to a stage where we should say that in Nigeria we must have a national social contract where we celebrate that is good about us.
We as a nation at 55, I think we have done well for ourselves, even though we're not there yet, because there's still much and a lot to be done. We have faltered in leadership issues, and we have faltered in being a nation. But I think on the whole, we have done well, and therefore I think we're looking forward to doing better and quickly too.
Lawmakers also called on Nigerians to support and work with the president to ensure that he achieved the desired change which Nigerians long for.